By the power of Grayskull.
Hello, this is just another quick video of what I think of the new Skyrim. Well, I'm saying new, it's just been remastered, the graphics, and they've just tidied it up basically. Now, instead of a 32-bit RAM, they've got 64 bits of RAM, so it's double the power, so they can do more draw distance, like how far the graphics will load in the distance when you see like stuff you can see. That's good. There's like new light and the God rays it's called, where you see like the sunshine coming through the leaves of the trees, and it just makes it more realistic, more immersive. The water, they fixed that as well, which is really good. I'm so glad that they fixed the water, because it looked stupid. I mean, you'd have like a river which went from east to west, but the flow of the water would be going northeast, so you'd have the flow of the water would be going diagonal through a river which wasn't even heading in the right way. Just little shit like that which spoiled it a bit. I mean, not too much, but you know, it did take it away. But now they fixed that, so even if there's like a bit of wood or a rock in the middle of the stream, the water like slows down and it flows around the objects, and it just acts more realistic, which is just little tips. I mean, if you're a first time player, you won't even notice that kind of shit, but it's just nice to know as a returning player that they're fixing some of the bugs. And there's mods as well nowadays, which I'm not a big fan of, but I do understand why they're there, and they do make the game a better playing experience, especially when you've clocked it and you're bored of playing it and there's nothing really else to do. You can download, essentially, which are just like DLCs. People have made their own missions and NPCs and, you know, quests and shit, so that's good. But like I say, I've tried it again and I'm playing it again. The first time I played up to about level 46 and I got bored and I like traded it in. So when it came out, I thought, I forgot most of it. It's been 5 years, I'm going to give it another go. But on the footage now, I'm doing a little glitch where you put your sneak up, and you put like your one-handed weapon, or if you're using your bow, you can put your archery up. You just go to the greybeards, and you just like sneak around and hit them because they don't react. Only if they can see you when you hit them, then they'll kick off and start fighting you. But as long as it goes to a little line like that, it means you're hidden. So you can just hit them. You can use a dagger, and you can get a couple of hits in before it turns into an eye. So you know you can level up quicker. But I'm playing as a one-handed orc, so I want to be able to upgrade that. That's another thing. Like this time around, I've chosen to be an orc, because the first time I played, I was Argonian, which is like the lizard, because you can breathe underwater and you like resist disease and shit like that. So I thought, oh, that's good. So I played, the first time I played through was with, this is on the PS3, was with Argonian lizards. Then when I had played the second time through on the PS3, I picked the Khajiit, which are the cats. Because the cats are hard as fuck. Not only can they see in the dark, but they're really good at sneaking around, and you can fall from a greater distance and not hurt yourself as much. And also, you've got claws, so even if you're unarmed, your claw base damage is 22 hits of damage, and like the strongest sword on the game is only 18. Like a Daedric sword is 18 base damage. I mean, obviously you can do it, like you can enhance it with magic and go to the blacksmiths and shit, you can do it up. But just as a base weapon, if you're starting on level 1, then just use your claws as a cat, because you're hitting people with 22 damage and you kill people with 1 hit. So it's a good little tip there. So I'm playing as an orc, and I'm going as heavy armor with one-handed weapons. So I want a shield, a mace, full heavy armor, and I'm the orc. So I've totally changed it up, but that's a good thing about Skyrim. You can just fucking replay it like a gazillion times, and each time it'll probably be different or slightly different. Plus, you don't have to do the missions like when you've got to go and join the Stormcloak Rebellion, or you've got to go and join the Empire, or you've got to go and join the Companions, or the fucking Dark Brotherhood, or whoever it is. There's no obligation to go to that mission, so you don't even have to play that kind of thing, because you can turn into a werewolf, you can turn into a vampire if you want to. But you know, there's no one forcing you to go and play that. So it's such a huge game. You can still get 30, 40 hours, and you haven't even touched half of the like story. Even the main quest, you can avoid that like altogether and still play the game for a good 20, 30 hours and not get bored. This is just another little glitch. Because when you blow, you've got a companion and they've carried enough and they can't carry anything else, then what you have to do is drop things on the floor individually.
I've got your back.
And then
Right,
tell them to do something, and then you tell them to
Clean.
pick stuff up for you, and it doesn't affect their carry weight. So even if you try and trade with them and they can't carry anything, if you just do this process where you has to be individual. If you drop say 100
got it.
like ingots or refined moonstone, you drop 100 of them in a stack. When he goes to pick it up, it'll just be one. So you have to like drop them individually, and then get your bloke to pick them back up individually by asking them to do you a favour instead of trading with them. And that's just a good little way to overcome being overcumbered with weight, or your partner. You know, so it means basically your companion's got unlimited carry weight, which comes in really handy. But also, which I discovered, is that if you say you do what I've just done there, and you put the individual stuff on the floor for your bloke to pick up, if you fast travel to the other side of the map and then fast go into a building, come back out, fast travel back to this location or wherever you decide to do this, put the stuff on the floor, make sure it's flat, and preferably indoors as well. You don't want to be outdoors. Indoors, and then you'll come back and all of those refined moonstone ingots will be on the floor again, and if you talk to your partner, he's still got the ones you told him to pick up, so it's like a duplication glitch. Sometimes it says the items are stolen, so you might have to wait and make sure nobody's looking, pick them up yourself, and then, you know, just be stuck with them yourself, or maybe try and pass them off to him. But some companions take stolen goods. He doesn't. This Fenril, he's just this elf who I met at the very beginning. It's just because he can train you in archery. So what you do is you do a little mission, deliver the note for him, like he wants you to deliver this letter. So you go and deliver the letter, you become his friend, you tell him to follow you, then you ask him to train, because then you can just say trade stuff with us, and you can take all your money back, so it doesn't cost you anything.
Got it.
So just little tips like that I've looked on YouTube to help us get like a really good start. So you can get to about level 20 or something, like when you're still at the beginning of the game. It just makes things a lot easier. You can carry a lot more. You can, like at the moment, I think I've got 170 or 180 stamina. So now I can just swing me mace non-stop, and it doesn't even affect me stamina. My stamina doesn't even go down. It's only if I do heavy hits, you know, like strong attacks, then it takes some of my stamina away. But for the most part, I can just block, shield bash, which makes them stagger, and then you can just swing like fuck and just, you know what I mean? So I'm quite hard at the moment. I've invested a little bit into magic, because you need like a bound weapon, like a bound battle axe or a bound bow is the best, or a bound sword or something like that, because it's like basically it's like a ghost weapon which you can just summon with magic. So there's missions where you have to go assassinate somebody, and you can't take any weapons, so this time you can just wait until you're actually in the embassy or wherever you're going, and then you can just summon this sword or whatever, so you've always got a weapon with you. It's like, you know, it's like just little tips like that. So if you like the look of the game, if you've never played it before, definitely go and get it, because it's amazing. And if you have played it before, then it's really well worth going back to it, because you've got mods and stuff nowadays, so it's just an enriched, enhanced experience. So if you like the look of it, just go out and get it. That's it. See you later.